Welcome, beloved. Welcome to a moment of divine expansion. I am Astarius Miraculi. I love you so much. And today I bring forth the resonance of prayer for the eclipses. We are in between eclipses. We had a full moon lunar eclipse on the 10th of February, and coming up on the 26th of February we have a new moon solar eclipse in Pisces. The full moon lunar eclipse was in Leo. And if you'd like to get some information with regards to what all of that means, you can refer to the videos that I have done on the full moon lunar eclipse in Leo and the solar eclipse in Pisces. I have two videos on that are available here on YouTube. But this is about praying and offering invocation, affirmative prayer, to address these energies in a good way, in a powerful way, in a way that establishes what it is that we want from these energies. What do we want these energies to do for us? As I offer these prayers, I am offering them as a expression of the whole universe, of God, Goddess, Absolute, portaling through my being, and every being in all existence who is offering positive prayer regarding these energies. So I'd like for you to align with me as we address bringing these energies into that place that we want them to be for us. In the name of the mystic Son, I am that I am. Divine Creator, we come before your sacred throne of spirit and absoluteness. God, Goddess, we speak to you relative to this eclipse energy with the full moon in Leo. And we ask you, Divine Creator, to align us with all that Leo represents, which is the heart, which is the expression of selfhood, allowing the God presence to express through us. We ask you, Divine Creator, to balance the energies associated with the opposition connected to this full moon, with the sun opposing the moon, sun in Aquarius opposing moon in Leo. And we choose to align with the supreme identity of our own being, to stand forward and to be who we are, all that we are, in spite of what's expected of us. And so we offer energy of blessedness to this energy. We recognize that the full moon energy is telling us that we need to align more deeply with emotions, align more deeply with relationships. And so we choose to harmoniously align with all of our relationships. To give the highest and most positive energies that we could possibly bring forward regarding our relationships. To recognize ways in which we've fallen short of being in integrity within our relationships. And then rectifying that information, rectifying that behavior, and rectifying those tendencies. God, Goddess, we recognize that the beloved is our own self by extension. And so we choose to act in ways of divinity, in ways of harmoniousness. We thank you, Divine Creator, for aligning us with the expansive energy associated with Jupiter, which is in the sign of Libra, that ties into relationship, allowing us to come into a greater expansion of relationship in a good way, relationship with the beloved and also relationship with ourselves. Where we recognize that this Jupiter in Libra energy is in oppositional alignment with Mars and Uranus conjunct in Aries, which is selfhood. And so we allow for the expansion of our own individual selfhood in a good way relative to our interaction in the relationship dynamic. We stand forth to be the uniqueness that we are. We feel the reality of your divine presence within us. And we open our souls to take advantage of all of the positive energies tied into the lunar eclipse. It has a grand trine with the planets Saturn and the full moon in Leo and the Uranus-Mars conjunction in Aries. And so we harness the energy of this grand trine. We harness the energy of Saturn, which is offering the frequency of sacred responsibility to balance all of these energies in a good way. We align with the apex energy, which is the Mars and Uranus conjunction in Aries, that makes this grand trine a kite configuration. And so all of these energies are being released and able to be accessed through the Mars and Uranus conjunction in Aries. And so we align with that energy in a good way. We allow for the expansion. And we recognize that when we are in relationship, we are meant to allow the will of God to express through us in service to the beloved, rather than giving our power away to the beloved. In Divine Creator, we also now open our souls to align with all of the benevolent energies available through the solar eclipse in Pisces, in recognition that we are meant to align more harmoniously with our emotional body, that we are meant to align more harmoniously with timelessness, spacelessness, and all of that which is outside of time. For we recognize the Piscean energy as an energy of timelessness, representing the intangibility of our divinity, representing who we are relative to who we are before we came into this physical experience and who we are when we leave this physical experience. And so we align with the spiritual energies available through this solar eclipse in Pisces. And God, Goddess, we thank you for helping us to avoid getting lost in the energies of other people's negative vibrations. We recognize that these are times that we will be more empathic than usual, feeling other people's joys, pains, and sorrows as if they are our own. And so we choose by virtue of your blessing to be able to distinguish between what energies are ours and what energies belong to others, particularly as far as the negative energies are concerned. And we align with these energies in a good way. We recognize these Piscean energies as representing the central core of our being, as a representation of our moving center that has a center which is everywhere and a circumference that is nowhere. We take advantage of the opportunity to come into our divine expansion, for we recognize these Piscean energies as representing the omnipresence, that which is evenly present everywhere. And we honor that our physical presence is the meeting place for the universal omnipresence that we are in the absoluteness of our being. And so we allow the omnipresence to now express through us. We allow ourselves to come into alignment with our divinity. For this is such a powerful energy, and we are grateful. We send forth energies of blessing unto the planet Pluto, that is T-squared by Jupiter in Libra and Mars-Uranus conjunction in Aries. We recognize the power of Pluto and choose to align this energy with the omnipotence of Source, the all-powerfulness of God, and embracing the truth that we are the microcosmic extension of you, Divine Creator. And so we also have the capacity to align with this omnipotence. We allow ourselves to align with the energy of Pluto that is transformational, that is the sacred alchemy, that has the power to transform base metals into gold, to transform poison into potion, to transform darkness into light. And we respond to the difficulties of these times as the soil responds to fertilizer. And we yield a richer crop of outcome and a richer crop of our soul expression, not in spite of the difficulties that we face, but because of them. For we are meant to be served by everything. It is wise not to despise it. We use the dawn to fertilize it, recognizing that life's greatest connoisseur gets the best crops from the best manure. And so we are empowered by everything. And we allow these energies to serve us. We allow the opening of our throat chakra, that place of power, where we walk our talk and speak our truth and are in the resonance of our emotional honesty. We allow the expansion of our individual selfhood. We recognize that our soul is the meeting place for the whole universe that we are. We recognize that no one can do the universe exactly like us, for we are each our own version of the universe. And we allow these energies to be the empowerment to a greater understanding as well as a greater expression of these energies. We are so grateful for the expansion that is taking place. We recognize that the opportunity to come into a more telepathic expression of our being, that our telepathy can be so much stronger now, and we can experience lucid dreams, greater clarity of our dreams, and allowing our dreams to be messengers unto us. And so we open to this dream reality. We open to this divine expansion. We open to the energy of Saturn, and we move forward in the practicality of our life, laying our foundations, having our divine timing, and having our system. And even though we have our concrete realities in place, we recognize that everything that is concrete is a resonance of effect. And it is the intangible realm of life that is cause, which is the resonance of who we are in the origin of our being. And so we embrace our eternal nature. We are so grateful for this opportunity, and we thank you for the fulfillment of all these prayers that are prayed, and all of the blessings that are known and unknown, named and unnamed. We are empowered by everything. And I offer these energies now of the didgeridoo to further express the empowerment of our souls regarding these eclipse energies. Thank you, Divine Creator, for this opportunity to come together in prayer. Thank you for all of the beloveds that have the presence of mind and heart to align with this prayer, for we recognize that we come together to reveal one another to each other, that which is done by the drop is done by the ocean, that which is done by the ocean is done by the drop, that which is done unto the drop is done unto the ocean. For we are a family of life, and each of us a biological and living library containing a cell for every man, woman, and child, for every angel and ascended master, for every ocean, mountain, and stream, for every mineral, plant, and animal. And so we thank you, Divine Creator, for allowing us to take advantage of these astrological energies, these eclipse energies, to realize that we are one vibration, and that we can harness the whole power of the all that is. For each of us are meant to be a portal for the transmission of universal energies. Thank you, Divine Creator, for allowing us to move now in this spirit of oneness, recognizing that we're not isolated beings, but that our individual selfhood is meant to simply be the meeting place for the universe that we are. And so we move forward in this sacred reality. Thank you, beloveds, for joining me in the resonance of this prayer. Thank you for offering your own individual prayer energies to this. Thank you for realizing that there is nothing in life that is bigger than you or stronger than you. For each of you are your own version of the whole universe. And it's time that we realize that when we face challenging energies in life, or energies that are large and intense and invoking the emotions, that we can always harness those energies in a good way. And in order to do that, we must remember the oneness of the wholeness. You cannot do it alone, for aloneness is really meant to be an expression of all oneness. Again, you are your own version of the whole universe, as I am my own version of the whole universe. So as you face the challenges of life, please remember to love yourself. No matter how challenging things are, never question the worth of who you are. Always walk in the dignity of your soul. For you are universal dignity no matter what difficulties might befall you in life. And even when you're knocked down in life, you're going to get up stronger than you were before you went down. And you'll get up stronger not so much in spite of being knocked down, but because of being knocked down. So all life is really wonderful. And I'll leave you with this poem that I wrote called Attitudes Are More Important Than Circumstances, because I think this is the way that we're meant to address these energies. Hear ye, O seeker, play not a game of chance. Maintain a lofty attitude to conquer lowly circumstance. Some circumstances seem so bad, though goodness in disguise. It's up to you to see the good or else be victimized. For if a circumstance seems down and we reject it with a frown, that circumstance is then compelled to pull us down in mental hell. But if we keep our mind on high and our soul on high, despite the pain of circumstance, up with our attitude the circumstance rises, and beyond its pain we then advance. Bitter circumstance is as a medicine to bring the wellness of a learned lesson. But we must swallow this medicine down to receive the healing and achieve the blessing. For if we spit this medicine out, life gives another dose without a doubt. Then we become victim of circumstance, a tyrant from which we can't advance, until we learn to face it with a smile. Drink that bitter cup and go the extra mile, so that all things may be enhanced, because your attitude is more important than circumstance. I am Astarius Miraculi. I love you with the passion of heaven. And that poem is from my book, Miraculi, Song of Ascension. I invite you to go to my website here and read some of the other excerpts from the book. Hear some of my sound clips from my CDs, and I appreciate you purchasing and partaking of some of that. I'm also available for psychic astrology readings and sound healing transmissions with didgeridoo and vocal harmonics. I do this work in person if you're in the Atlanta, Georgia area, also by phone and by Skype. So I do work with people all over the world. And I'd love to serve and empower you in a more expansive way. There's also a phone number on my site by which I can be reached if you'd like to speak with me directly. I love you so much. Aho, Ashe, Amen, Namaste, Hotep, En Lakesh, Alakim, Shalom, Satnam, Hari Om. Our sacred juices are cooked and infinitely expanding.